Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, inshallah, we'll continue Suratul Mulk from ayah number 11. So, just see 11 number 10, just for a quick review so that we can connect the ayahs, inshallah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahmanir Rahim. In ayah number 10, and they will say, Law kunna nasma'u, if only we had been listening, if only we heard or we reasoned, we would be among the companion of the place. Means they regret here, like they didn't listen, and because of that, now they regret that they have to suffer. And so here we learn, like in order to learn the haqq, we have to listen, and also you have to use your intellect. Let's move to ayah number 11. فَاعْتَرَفُوا بِذَنبِهِمْ فَسُحُقًا لِأَصْحَابِ السَّعِيرِ. They will admit their sins, so it is alienation for the companions of the blaze. So here, thus shall they confess their sin. So here, so away from the mercy of Allah will be the dwellers of hell. And here, meaning they will be removed, their pleas will not be heard. What they admit, then it will be useless, because that moment of time they admit their mistake, but that won't be heard. And their own sins, they very obvious of which is not even bothering to listen to what has come from Allah, not paying heed to that. So you see, we learn that, but we forget, we do, but when we listen, do we remember again? Yes, we do. Now, many of you might already have studied all of this surah in great detail, and many of you might not have. Each person level is different, isn't it? But each time a person hears the Quran, whether it is the ayah of the Quran or it is the meaning of the Quran, that is beneficial. Why? Because it reminds a person. By listening, he is reminded. But if he does not even bother to listen, if he doesn't even bother to listen, then what? Who is harming? Who is depriving? Himself, isn't it? So he is depriving himself. Now, for example, you know, the review of the Quran, I mean, it has certainly been beneficial, isn't it? Like, at least for me, that's what I think, because Alhamdulillah, when I go through the Quran, I feel that, if we are trying to do the haqq, we can't fulfill the haqq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but at least this is our small efforts. And these are the reminders for us. So we have to do a lot of tasbih, zikr, and remind ourselves. I mean, these are the things that we generally know, but we forget about them. So when we listen what happened, we remember that what we remember, we can do it. So we learn from this. So in ayah number 11, فَاعْتَرَفُوا بِذَنبِهِمْ, so they recognize and confess and acknowledge بِذَنبِهِمْ. Zambihim is their sin. And from zunub and fasuhuqal, annihilation, curse, remoteness, the ashabis sa'ir, for the companion of the blazing fire. So here, later on, what happens? Inna lazina yakshawna. Here, ayah number 11, we see Inna lazina. Inna, indeed, allazina, those who yakshawna, they fear, is from khashya, they fear rabbuhum, from their Rabb, bil ghaib, with the unseen. Lahum, for them, maghfiratum wa ajrun kabir, forgiveness and a wage, a great reward. Here, ayah number 12, we see indeed those who fear their Lord unseen will have forgiveness and great reward. So our belief is believing in unseen, bil ghaib, isn't it? So, and here, have you seen in this ayah, inna lazina yakshawna, they fear rabbuhum bil ghaib. In the rabbuhum bil ghaib, we don't see Rabb, but we know that Allah is watching us, and we believe in unseen. Lahum, only if you believe in this, then they will have maghfirah and ajrun kabir. Maghfirah is forgiveness, and ajrun kabir is a great reward. So here, unseen will have forgiveness and great reward. None of us has seen Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we fear Him. How much our deed shows how much we truly fear Allah. So Abdullah bin Masud narrated that there was a person who had never performed any good deeds except for Tawheed. Tawheed means believing in one Allah, La ilaha illallah. He just believed in Allah, that's it, oneness of Allah, that is so important. And when his time of death approached, he asked the member of his family to burn his dead body until it would become charred, then crush the ashes on the day when the wind is blowing fast. Blow the ashes in the ocean. So his family did that as they were told. But he was still in Allah's grip. So Allah caused the ashes to come together, and Allah asked, "What caused you to do this?" And the man replied, "Out of your fear." He's saying, "Because of your fear. Oh Allah, out of your fear, I didn't have the confidence to face you." So Allah forgave him. He had that awe and fear in his heart. So he said, "I can't face you, Lord." So because of that, he asked the people to burn him after he is dead. Allah forgave him, even though this man, the only thing he did was the only good deed he did was Tawheed. That's it. But so much fear that because of the fear he's doing something, if he is doing something wrong, you're not supposed to do this. It's harm to burn a dead body. It's something not permissible, isn't it? You must be thinking, oh, this is not permissible. How come? I mean, this happened, but Allah forgave him because of the fear that this man had. Fear of Allah is a means of forgiveness and ajrun kabir. Here, the Prophet ﷺ said, Hadith, no man will enter the fire who weeps for fear of Allah until the milk goes back into the udder. Milk goes back into the udder. Is it possible? No. Can the milk even return to the udder? Never ever. Likewise, a person who weeps out of fear of Allah, genuine fear of Allah, and he weeps, he cries, such a person is never ever going to the fire. May Allah make us among such. Have fear of Allah always. So here, especially when you do something wrong, have that fear. Oh, Allah is watching me. In ayah number 13, وَأَسِرُّوا قَوْلَكُمْ أَوِجْهَرُوا بِهِ إِنَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. And this is a connecting ayah. Asirru, whether you hide, it's from sir, seen, rara. Qawlakum, your speech, your saying, awijharu, or you announce or proclaim bihi, with it. Innahu, indeed he, alimun bizzati sudur, always knower with the possesses secrets of the chest, secret of your chest, whatever you are thinking, and conceal your speech or publicize it. Indeed, he is knowing of that within the chest, within yourself. Allah knows what is there in your chest. Everything, whatever you are hiding in your chest. Here in the following ayah, Allah يعلم من خلق وهو اللطيف الخبير. Allah should not. يعلم, he knows. Man, who? خلق, he created. وهو اللطيف الخبير. Again connecting, and huwa, he. Latif is from lam tafa, always perceiving. Khabir is always all aware. Does he who created not know? While he is subtle, acquainted, he knows every little thing, every big thing, Latif and Khabir. And here in following ayah, it says, ayah number 15, huwa allazi ja'ala lakum, huwa allazi ja'ala lakum. Here, huwa, he, allazi ja'ala, alone is he who, ja'ala lakum, created. Allah created al-arda zalulan famshu fi manakibiya wa kulu min rizqi wa ilayhi nushur. So here Allah is saying He has created. Ayah number 15, it is who made the earth tame for you. So walk among its slopes and eat of its provision, and to Him is the resurrection. See the ayah here. Huwa, this pronoun is for Allah. Allazi, alone he who jala, he made lakum for you. Earth is zalulam, submissive, subservient. Famshu, when you walk is from mashi. Fi manakibiya, its side, shoulders or path. Wakulu, and you all eat, is from akala. Min rizkihi, all the provision, rizq, sustenance. Wa ilayhi nushur, and we all have to resurrect one day. We have to go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And here you see ayah number 16. Did amintum, you all become safe, secure, man, from who, fis samai, the sky, heaven, an yaksifa, he caused to sink, bikum, with you all, arda, the earth, fa'iza, so behold, here, tamur, she sways or shakes. So Allah says, if it shakes or sways, what's going to happen? Do you feel secure that He who holds authority in the heavens and earth, in the heaven, would not cause the earth to swallow? Earth to swallow, like sunken or something, and suddenly it would sway. It can sink or it can sway. Don't you fear Allah? So every one of us should fear Allah and ask Allah for afia, for protection. Allahumma inni as'alukal afiyata fid dunya wal akhirah. Ibn Abbas always used to recite this one. For well-being in morning and evening, for safety. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he never failed to make this dua in the evening and in the morning. Which one? Allahumma inni as'alukal afiyata fid dunya wal akhirah. O Allah, I ask you for well-being, for the safety, for the protection in the world and the hereafter. Always make this dua. And also, Allahumma inna asalukal afwal wal afiyata fi dini wa dunyawi wa ahli wa mali. Allahumma stawrati wa amin rawati. Allahumma hfizni min bayni yadayi wa min khalfi. An yamini wa an shimali wa min fawqi wa a'udhu bika bi azmatika min an ukhtali min tahti. So you are asking Allah for protection from all sides. Basically, really, our sins, they make us worthy of punishment. So you have to feel secure, isn't it? So ask Allah with the beautiful du'as and the protection. In ayah number 17, let's see the ayah number 17, what it says. Or do you feel secure that he holds authority in the heavens would send against you a storm of stones? Here talking about stones. There it was talking earth sunking and also swaying. But in ayah number 17 it says, do you feel secure that it holds authority? Heaven would not send against you a storm of stones. There it was earth sunking. But here amintu man fis samai an yursila, sending amintum, you all become safe. It's from amana. Man who fis samai an yursila, he sends alaykum upon you hasiban, violent wind with stones in it. And fasatalamuna kaifa nazir, then will soon they know how is my warning. Whose warning? Allah's warning. And if a storm of stones would fall, what would remain safe? Just imagine if a shower of stones falls, nothing remains safe, isn't it? The everything, car, home, everything is broken, shattered. And then you would know how severe is my warning. Who is saying? Allah is saying how severe is my warning. And in ayah number 18, وَلَقَدْ كَذَّبَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ فَكَيْفَ كَانَ نَكِيرٌ. وَلَقَدْ, certainly. Kazzaba is from kazib, kazalba, belied. Allazina, those who min qablihim, are from those before them. For kaifa, kaifa, everybody use this, most of them familiar with kaifa is how. Kana, it was nakir, my denial or rejection or punishment. Inkar also, we use this word in Urdu, those who are familiar with this. So, and already had those before them denied how terrible was my approach. Here Allah is saying how terrible it was. We have to understand that. And in following ayah, it says, do they not see the birds above them with wings outspread and sometimes folded in? None holds them aloft except the most merciful indeed. He is of all things seeing. In ayah number 19, just see, it says, Avalam Yaro. Did and not. Lam. Three words are there. Means did. Wa means and. Lam means not. Yaro, you see, it's from Ra'a. Ila, towards. Tair is bird. Tayara, the birds. Fawqahum, above them. Safatin, one who are in rows. Wayaqbidna, they folded in their wings contract. You know, when birds are folding their wings and how they flap and fly, and they are in rows. And if you see the documentary how they are in the rows, actually there is a one head in between their birds and one guides the another, and in the movement of the wind they follow and go. But this is how Allah made them, one who are in rows and they fold in their wings and contract. Ma yumsikuhunna, upholds them. It's from yumsikuhunna illa, except ar-Rahman, the most merciful. Innahu bikulli shay'in basir, with all everything's basir, always all seer. So do they not see the birds above them with wings outspread and sometimes folded in? None hold them except the most merciful. Indeed, he is of all things seeing. In ayah number 20, inshallah, we're going to stop and do the quick review. Amman, or who, haza, this allazi, who, huwa jundul. Jundun is army. Okay. Lakum, for you, yansurukum, it's from nasara, helps you, min, from duni, besides or other than, ar-Rahman, most merciful. In is not here, al-kafiruna, those who disbelieve, deny, illa fi ghurur, deception. It's not the Urdu one, ghurur. Here is for the deception. So here